A fatal mistake that many people make is assuming that others know a lot about their business. Many years ago, I saw a florist who once stood and said at a networking group, "Well, I don't know what to say. You all know what a florist does, right?" Wrong. We didn't know the variety of services and products that this florist provided. He knew his business and he assumed that everyone else knew just as much. After the meeting, I asked him if his shop was a national or international distributor for flowers. Did he accept credit cards? Did he offer seasonal specials for holidays? Could he do a good job for weddings? Did he give a discount to members? Could I set up a billing arrangement with his company? Is it true that certain color roses signify different things? I told him there were hundreds of things that I didn't know about his business. These were just a few of the LCDs, or least or lowest common denominators, about his business. Surely there were other people in the group that didn't know the answer to these questions either. Assuming that everyone knew all about his business was clearly a mistake. Not taking the time to teach everyone something about his service was an opportunity lost. Everyone, I mean everyone, has something they can say that will teach people more about the services they have to offer. Never pass up an opportunity to teach BNI members more about what you do. Breaking your business down to their LCDs will help you think about all the things you need to teach your fellow networkers regarding your business. I was at a meeting where the florist reached under the table, held up a rose. The rose was covered in cellophane, and it was clearly from a grocery store. And he asked all of the members there, he said, "What do you think of this rose?" Well, they didn't want to answer because they could tell it was from a grocery store. He took the cellophane off, he held it up. He said, "They do a pretty good job at this grocery store." The rose was about this long. He said, "But let me show you my rose." And he reached under the table and he pulled out a long stem rose that was half again to twice as long as the grocery store rose. He held this rose up and it had a huge flower at the top, a big thick stem. It was as thick as a pencil. And he said, "Now take a good look at this stem. The stem is very thick. You see, the thicker a stem, the more water it'll draw up into the flower. The larger the flower, but more importantly, the longer the flower will live. This flower will live 5, 6, 7 days longer than this flower because of the stem." So here's the grocery store rose. He held it from the bottom and he waved it back and forth, and the thing flopped back and forth. He held up his rose and it stood good and sturdy because it was a thick stem. He said, "Look at the difference between these two roses. The grocery store rose cost 3 cents more than my rose." Wow, what a great presentation. Not only was his rose a better rose, it actually cost less money than the grocery store rose. Do your targeted talks focus on something specific about your business? Sharpshoot, don't shotgun your approach to your 60-second introduction. That's exactly what the second florist did. He was laser specific. All he talked about was a single rose. I could see him training his sales force in the back room on the difference between grocery stores and florist shops. Lastly, remember that you are trying to train a sales force, not close a sale. Teach people about what you do.